Welcome to Part 5, attending the New Hampshire Science and Engineering Expo. The Expo was a very nice and well-run event. You show up very early in the morning in Concord, New Hampshire, so make sure that you plan enough time to travel to the New Hampshire Technical Institute. Once you get there, you'll have to set up your project and you'll likely be sharing a table with someone else. Make sure to tell them ahead of time if you need any special accommodations for your project, like a larger table or your own electrical supply to provide power to your laptops or tablets. Your attire should be business formal as to make a good impression with the judges, and you should wear something that you're comfortable standing on all day because you'll be standing all day talking to the judges. You should also not worry about bringing money for lunch because all students are given vouchers for the meals. And just in general, try not to stress too much. You'll do much better if you're just calm and relaxed.
When the judges come by, you'll see about 5 judges come up to your booth. When they arrive, you should have about a 10-minute speech prepared so that you can quickly outline your project to them, and then they can ask questions based on what you tell them. Don't be nervous, they're not there to scare you, they're there to learn more about your project, and they're very interested.
Keep in mind that they use a very complex algorithm when determining the judge scores. Oftentimes, the best judge score and the worst judge score won't have much weight, and if a judge is giving a bunch of projects really bad scores, then his scores for your project will be scaled up to match the other judges. It's a very robust system, so don't worry about a mean judge. Just continue being positive. Based on the scores of the judges, there are regular awards that are given. There's first and second place in every single category of the 10 categories we mentioned earlier. And with those, you get a trophy and a small cash prize.
There are also a few special awards, not as many as you may see at the Intel ISEF, but keep in mind you could still win a special award.
A very cool part of the New Hampshire Science and Engineering Expo was the guest speakers they had come that day. You'll likely have some sort of successful scientist or social entrepreneur come and talk to you about how what you're doing at the Science Expo could really turn into something legitimate very quickly. We also had Governor Maggie Hassan come by and look at all of our projects and talk about how STEM is growing exponentially in New Hampshire.
If you do very well at the NHSEE, you will move on to the ISEF. The top projects move on to the ISEF, and the number of projects differs every year. If you plan to do well and move on to the ISEF, stay tuned for our next video about attending.